Welcome to this edition of Eyes on the Tigers, Channel 97 News.
We come to you today from just outside the OHS library, and here's what you'll see on today's show.
We get to know two OHS students who are among the best in the state.
We visit with a group of students who are hooked on their new sport.
And we take a sneak peek at this year's Mr. OHS contestants.
We'll have all that and much more on today's edition of Eyes on the Tigers, Channel 97 News.
And it all starts now.
Welcome back to Eyes on the Tigers, Channel 97 News. I'm Brittany Coney.
And I'm Kristen Kuchno. You may have heard one student recently received a rather large scholarship.
Kristen and I have the story.
One OHS senior is one step closer to accomplishing her dreams. Kat Blanchard has received the Beering Scholarship at Purdue University for $500,000.
First off, the Beering Scholarship covers the tuition for a full doctorate's degree, as well as the room and board for that duration, as well as any meal plans and one study abroad.
2 essays for Purdue, another 3 for the Honors College, a scholarship application, and interviews. After all that, she was only one of a few students to receive the scholarship.
It's less than 1%.
So what made Kat choose Purdue?
In my college search, I knew that I wanted to go into pharmacy. And so I was looking, all right, what are the top schools for pharmacy? Purdue is actually number 4. So I thought, oh my goodness, that's awesome, because I know then it's a great education. And so I went and I checked out that campus along with Iowa and UMKC. But as soon as I got on to Purdue, I'm like, this is the place, this is where I want to be.
She has big plans for her education and career, inspired by her own experiences.
For me, one thing that I would love to do, because I've had Tourette's I've been diagnosed with Tourette's since 4th grade. So if I can create medicine to directly treat that condition, since there currently exists none, or potentially even a cure for the condition, I would love to be able to do that, because I know that with the difficulties that I've gone through just having to deal with it, I wouldn't wish it on anyone else. And so because of that, if there's a way that I can improve the living with this condition for future generations, I definitely want to try to do that.
With Brittany Coney behind the camera, I'm Kristen Kuchno for Channel 97 News. You know, Oakville has some of the best students in the state.
We sure do, and 2 of them were recently recognized for their accomplishments.
Oakville High School has recently had not 1, but 2 students named to the Missouri Scholars 100 list.
So Ms. Kellerman called me down to her office and she told me that I was nominated for Missouri Scholars 100, which means that I'm one of the top 100 rising seniors in the state. And each school can nominate the top 10% of their graduating class. And so for our school, that would be 2 people. So it was Meredith Bear and I. So she told us we had to complete an academic decathlon. I had to submit my test scores and write an essay explaining my community service. I also had to be a member of a varsity program, so in my case that would be Golden Girls. And then we sent it off to the Missouri Association of Secondary School Principals. And then I got a letter in the mail saying that I had been named to the list.
In order to be considered for the Missouri Scholars 100 program, I had to have taken advanced classes in math, science, English, social studies, and then foreign language. Like the end of April, there's going to be a ceremony in Columbia, and so I get to go to that. It's really humbling just to get this award and be nominated for it to begin with.
Congratulations to Morgan and Meredith. With Hayden Kirkpatrick behind the camera, I'm Madia Parker for Channel 97 News.
Hey Kristen, I've heard you had a very interesting class schedule this year.
Yeah, I've been taking online classes along with the college course.
Nice! Here's a story about academic options.
Oakville offers some courses that many of you may not know about.
Early college program is being offered to our current sophomores that will be starting next year. And so there is going to be 10 students have the opportunity to start this program where they'll be going exclusively to St. Louis Community College to complete their high school requirements as well as to earn an associate's degree by the time they graduate from high school.
There are also non-traditional ways to get your education at Oakville.
We have online courses here at Oakville High School, which is in our personal learning lab, where students can have a combination of classroom as well as online classes. We also have the CAPS program. You have MyPath. We have South Tech. There's also dual enrollment. And where dual enrollment is that you are taking a class, whether it be online or at the campus, and you're earning college credit, as well as MyPath. And MyPath is where students can plan their own curriculum. They work with a teacher as well as a mentor.
Oakville is even adding new classes to next year's schedule.
So next year, we are going to offer an African American Studies class, a History Through Film, and then a Sports and American Culture class. The History Through Film class is going to be taking a look at different actual movies that talk about different historical events, and then kind of comparing that to what really happened.
So aerospace engineering is going to be offered next year for the first time, and you have to have had the intro to engineering class in the Project Lead the Way sequence. So the class is focusing on the study of flight and the mechanics that are needed to get something to fly.
With Rico Jones and Kaylin Gicante behind the camera, I'm Tyson Eden for Channel 97 News.
What do you think you're doing?
Really?
Do you know how many accidents happen every year due to texting while driving?
You can talk?
Even a dog like me knows right from wrong when behind the wheel. So shut it down, lock it up, and get a move on. We're burning daylight.
Mr. OHS contestants are making a big splash this year.
Let's meet the guys.
Aloha, Oakville. It's almost summertime, and you know what that means. Mr. OHS is right around the corner. Let's meet our Beach Boys.
Abby's gonna be there. Nicole's gonna be there. You better be there. Tickets are sold for $3 at lunch and $5 at the door.
We better see you there at 7 o'clock on Friday. Be there, be squared.
Cowabunga!
I almost got it.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to fish.
You're not doing it right. Here's some guys who can show you how it's done. As there are many sports here at Oakville, many students are unaware of the school's fishing team.
So I enjoy fishing. I talk with Mr. King and Mr. Richter. They also enjoy the outdoors and that, and we know there's a handful of kids at Oakville that enjoy fishing as a sport, and it's something I wish I had when I was here at Oakville, but I think it's something good that they can get involved in, that they enjoy, that they can hopefully do for the future too.
These students on the team have had much more experience.
I've been fishing since I could basically walk, so ever since then I've gotten really into it. These last, I'd say, since the beginning of high school, I got into it to where it was basically everything I do after school every day, so it just was a natural fit.
I've just been fishing my whole life. Got into it at a really young age, but I'd say in the past 2 or 3 years I really got addicted to it. Went just about every day one summer.
A few teammates give us an update on the season.
So fishing team season so far, we placed 2nd and 3rd in our last trout event. So thumbs up for that. We're doing pretty good, but we still have a long season ahead. We have about 4 or 5 more events.
So how do these fishing tournaments work?
So at the beginning of the tournament, every team, which there's 9 or 10 teams from schools from the St. Louis area, each team draws out of a hat to decide a shoreline. And then every certain amount of time, like for the trout one, we rotated every 15 minutes. And everything's measured in length, not weight, which is kind of weird. So your top 5 fish in length are the ones that count, and whoever has the highest top 5 wins.
The sport has become very popular with students at Oakville.
Yeah, we have 2 teams and most schools have 1, and I think that's just because we just have a lot of people that love fishing, which is great.
Show support to the Oakville fishing team at their next tournament on April 14th at Bellefontaine Conservation Area. With Hunter Brennan behind the camera, I'm Emily Shellhace for Channel 97 News.
Baseball and soccer are teaming up for Sports Awareness Day.
Let's find out more.
Next Tuesday, 2 of Oakville's spring sports are joining together for a special day.
So the Awareness Day is a day that we are getting together with the baseball program, and we are going to, build awareness towards a certain foundation. And this year we're doing the Defenders of Wildlife Foundation. They are a program that actually tries to build money for endangered species, protect habitats, and give awareness for coexistence.
So, how did baseball and soccer come together for this event?
Last year was my first year as head coach, and so Coach Sturm came to me and said, hey, let's try to do like a benefit together with the baseball program. So I thought, hey, that's a really cool idea. So last year was our first year doing it, and I guess every year baseball will choose one and then soccer chooses one. So that's kind of how that all started.
The Awareness Day is Tuesday, April 16th. Boys varsity baseball will play at 4:15 and girls varsity soccer will play at 6 p.m. With Hope Diedick and Tariq Ganabegovich behind the camera, I'm Kaylee Calton for Channel 97 News.
Earlier in the show, we talked to some very bright students.
But not everyone can be a scholar.
You'll know what we mean by watching this week's Tiger Walking.
How well does Oakville know these common sense questions? Let's find out. What countries make up Great Britain?
U.S. I don't know. What?
You say the U.S.?
No.
What?
No, London and...
London's a city! What nationality are you if you are from the Netherlands?
I don't know.
Dutch. Do they have a 4th of July in England?
Probably not. No. No.
Excuse me. All right, so I have a question for you.
What?
All right, what's bigger, Asia or Russia?
Russia.
Wow, you were so wrong.
Yep.
It's the same continent, dog. How many bones are in the body?
104.
236, I think.
Some months have 31 days. How many months have 28 days?
1.
1. All of them?
All right, he was the first one to get that. How many stripes are on the U.S. flag?
50.
It's bad. There's 50, 26.
What's heavier, 1 pound of bricks or a pound of feathers?
Pound of bricks.
All right, before Mount Everest was discovered, what was the tallest mountain?
Mount Kilimanjaro. What's Mount Everest? Wait, is that the thing with the faces on it?
That's Mount Rushmore. All right, is Antarctica at the top or the bottom of the globe?
Top.
Technically speaking, since we are in the universe constantly moving, there is never a certain way that is up or down.
I told you.
Now, according to gravity, that is down. But if you're on the other side of the world, that would be up.
For this edition of Tiger Walking with Brian Reardon behind the camera, I'm Nick Barbieri for Channel 97 News.
Well, that wraps up this edition of Channel 97 News. We hope you join us for Around OHS on April 17th.
If you would like to see more of our content and stay up to date on what's happening at Oakville, make sure to visit myohsonline.com.
You can even bookmark it on your browser so you can check it out anytime you like. We post new stories all the time.
Thank you for joining us, Oakville. I'm Brittany Coney.
And I'm Kristen Kuchno. And remember, Oakville,
keep your eyes on the Tigers.
If it takes 7 men, 7 days to dig 7 holes, how long does it take 1 man to dig half a hole?
Half a day.
7? I don't quite know.
You can't dig half a hole once you dig. It's